A powerful earthquake has struck northern Afghanistan, killing at least 20 people and injuring hundreds more. It's the latest in a string of quakes that have shaken the country in recent months. They're compounding one of the world's worst humanitarian crises.
A deadly quake has once again left parts of Afghanistan in pieces. The powerful tremor struck in the country's north, with rescuers desperately searching through the rubble for survivors. The quake hit in the early hours of Monday morning. As the sun rose, the extent of the damage became clear.
The earthquake started around 1 a.m. It shook so violently that we couldn't even open the door. We tried 3 times to unlock it, but the shaking was too strong to manage.
Traditional mud brick houses stood little chance against the earthquake's force.
I rescued my brother's wife along with the rest of the family, but one of us was missing. I searched desperately to find him and later realized he was trapped under the rubble and had died.
Hundreds of homes have been destroyed and the number of fatalities is expected to rise. Eyewitnesses said several people died when boulders hurtled down these cliff faces and onto the traffic below. This earthquake is just the latest crisis for war-torn Afghanistan's Taliban administration. In August, more than 2,200 people were killed in an even more devastating earthquake in the country's east. A sharp drop in foreign aid is deepening an already dire humanitarian crisis, and many refugees are being deported back to Afghanistan en masse, stretching limited resources to the breaking point.
Right, let's now speak to DW reporter Beenish Javed. Beenish, good to see you. This is the second earthquake to hit Afghanistan in the past couple of months. How are the people coping with these two so close together?
Anthony, the situation is not very good. Hundreds of people have been injured in this earthquake. They need a lot of help in terms of, for example, hundreds of homes have been damaged, destroyed. People need money to rebuild homes. People with severe injuries need money for medical treatments. On top of that, thousands of families were displaced just 2 months ago, roughly around 2 months ago, when a major earthquake had hit Afghanistan in August. And thousands of families, households are still living in tents. And as winter is approaching, definitely they will need more winter clothing, better shelters. So right now, it's a very difficult situation for people in Afghanistan, especially in earthquake zone area. Save the Children says that thousands of children and pregnant women and breastfeeding women in the earthquake zone area are suffering from malnutrition.
What is it that makes Afghanistan so vulnerable to earthquakes?
Afghanistan is very vulnerable to earthquakes, and experts say it is because it is located on top of a number of fault lines where the Indian and Eurasian plates meet. Now, they say the movement of Indian plates against Eurasian plate is usually responsible for earthquakes in Afghanistan. And areas around northeastern Afghanistan, especially regions that border Uzbekistan, Tajikistan and Pakistan, are mostly very vulnerable and prone to earthquakes.
The state's got a lot on its plate in this scenario. What can they do to prevent further loss of life?
So there is no quick and easy fix to this problem. The Taliban authorities would have to work with the Afghan people in helping to create and to build earthquake-resistant structures. This requires a lot of time, again, money and investment, and also taking people into confidence to change their styles of constructing homes. Also, in many villages, people use brick, mud and brick to construct their houses, which makes them very vulnerable to earthquakes. So a complete shift in policy, which can take many, many years. And of course, most importantly, a lot of money is required to change or to develop earthquake-resistant structures.
With all of that in mind that you've just laid out, is the Taliban government able to help many people?
Afghanistan is facing many problems. The government is short on money. The international community does not trust the Afghan Taliban government. Just this year, 8 cuts from the US administration has left hundreds of healthcare centers have been shut, and hundreds and thousands of Afghans now do not have consistent access to food. On top of that, around 2 million Afghans have been forced back into Afghanistan from Iran and Pakistan. So the Taliban authorities are facing huge challenges. Some regional countries are trying to help them, but still without the recognition of international community, they're struggling to help their own people.
A lot of challenges. DW reporter Beenish, Javed, thanks so much.